Hello everyone. Can you guys see us, hear us? Hello. Waiting for confirmation and then we shall start. Looks like we are live. Seven people are watching. I think we can start. Just need an audio confirmation from someone. Are we audible? Ritvik, are you there? Hello, Rahul is there. Okay, thanks for the confirmation. Yes, let's start. Hello, welcome back, Faris bhai. I think you were here. You were the first guest of Build with Hussain.
Really?
Yeah, I think. Wait, I'll just check. We did a series, Work Hour with Faris,
That was 3 years ago in 2023.
three years ago. Correct. That channel had just started, and it was, uh, yeah, I think less than 1,000 subscribers at that time, and then slowly, it grew. But yeah, long time,
Yeah.
and things have
Now
changed a
that
lot.
become a celebrity.
Yeah. No. Okay. So yeah, what is the plan? So yeah, for those who are joining for the first time, this is Build with Hussain, and do hit subscribe if you like the content. So we focus around Frappeverse and open source, and in this series of live stream, hopefully, we are going to see how we are leveraging Faris are leveraging agentic coding to ship cool stuff. So what's in agenda today, Faris?
Okay, so if I think people who have attended Frappe Build or watched the Frappe Build live stream, I'm going to work on the data fetching V3. So these are, yeah, this is the PR. So in my talk, I talked about how I built a completely new data fetching API after learning from the mistakes from V1 and V2. So, and I haven't touched this after Frappe build, so I have some context building to do. But yeah, we'll see. We'll try to take this to finish line, merge it even, test it in game plan, see how it works. That's the plan. Oh, okay. I don't remember exactly, but it started with a frustration, like all projects. Uh, Basically, I was not happy with the current API. I'll show what the current API looks like. Uh, Let me know what font size is okay for me. Is this okay? Better now? Yeah, this is the current API, which is you import uselist from UI and then standard list fetching parameters. You have the type fields, transform. So this does data fetching, does live handle. If you have used, I don't know if there is an equivalent memory, but the first version of this utility was inspired by Reactoring, where you just define your data and then you can take the handle and update it from anywhere. The problem with this was I don't like this. So just to get a list of comments, I have to use this, I have to import GV comment, and I have to know to pass it like this. Right? This is the TypeScript generic. So the other alternative, yes, yes, this is V1. It has worked pretty well. Most of the Frappe products use this. Has gone through multiple iterations. It is in that way stable. Uh, but yeah, useless came because uh, we wanted TypeScript support and also better APIs fixing weird API design that was there in Create Resource. Also, Create Resource was built for Options API. If you use it with Vue 2 or Options API, it works pretty well. But to make it work with Vue 3, you have to do some machinery. So useless works out of the box with ref reactive variable. So it detects if a variable is reactive or not. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Am I back? I was on mute
Better.
for some reason. Can someone confirm? Hussam in the chat. Thanks for helping us. Yeah, now we can start.
Is my audio clear now? Better now?
Yeah, much better.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was saying, let's use this. Let me see if there's a good example. This. Oh, great. Anyway, this is a good example, but lots of red lines.
Okay.
So if this is a reactive variable,
Hmm.
a use list will detect that, and when that changes, it will refresh the list. Same with order by page length,
Yeah.
all the parameters that could end up changing the list.
Hmm. So I do remember in V1 I had to do this make props thing if I wanted to be it to be reactive.
Okay,
Yeah.
with use list.
No, no, the earlier one, create list resource.
So for create list, so if you are using it in Vue 3 setup, script
Hmm.
setup, then you might have to use
Yeah,
that.
yeah, correct.
So yeah, that was there.
Hmm.
So again, after so this has been in game plan for quite a while,
Hmm.
10, 11 months. Yeah, 1 year ago.
Hmm.
Uh, Still, I'm not happy with the API. So
Hmm.
after those learnings, and then also tried to think what API would work better for Frappe projects, where we write less code and still get all of those features. So now
So,
we'll go.
for those in chat, this Frappe UI is what is the base layer behind all the new products, uh, which are like this tailored UX and UI, Frappe Learning, for example, right? And then there is Frappe CRM and a lot of it. So just check out frappe.io/products. And recently, I think Frappe UI's documentation itself got a complete overall, and yeah, some context.
Yes, not sure how many people are non-Frappe or non-Frappe UI who don't
Yeah,
know.
I think a lot of people might have already heard of Frappe. So just write Frappe in the chat if you know what Frappe is. Otherwise, we'll give you a brief. Cool. So this is the V3 PR that we are focusing on today.
Okay, Hussein, shall we? I mean, should I explain how the V3 works or how I've set it up?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, basically, I want to know that how you uh, started working on it, as in, like, what was the first prompt, if you will, or what was your. So you might have some API in mind, right? Okay, this is how it should
I
look.
don't think I can find the first chat, AI chat. Let me see if I can find it. Actually, the thing is, let me see commits if I might have. No, which one is the latest commit?
29.
This one, right?
2 weeks ago. Yeah.
No, no, don't.
Latest when
Uh,
is as in the oldest commit, or
oldest.
yeah.
Let me find it. Contract UI. I
No,
don't
this
think I
is the
found it.
other branch, stable branch. The top one is the oldest commit. Add data layer v2 foundation with use frappe fetch and define doc type. Yeah.
No,
prd.md.
okay, so I have the PRD. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why I call it data layer V2. But yeah, this was the, yeah, I remember now. This was the first version of how I thought V3 should be.
Okay.
So, right, the current one has already changed, but you can see what I was thinking. So basically, you just define, for example, to do the define doc type, and then to do doc type is the to do interface,
Okay.
and then you also define the document method on to do.
Okay.
So these will be inside the controller as whitelisted methods, and then you define HTTP method arguments. I don't think it defines the return type yet, but this is the parameters, and then this is controller methods, which is whitelisted methods outside the to do controller.
Okay, so this was, I don't think it was there in v2. Whitelisted methods were there, but controller methods was
Yeah,
not
this
there.
was not there. To use this, you would have to write the full dotted path.
Dotted path, correct.
Okay, so this is just me trying to write what I expect from the API.
Mm-hmm.
So once, so you will immediately see the difference. This is a different
Mm-hmm.
file
Mm-hmm.
where you define and export all doc types which you are
Okay.
going to use, and this
Hmm.
does not make any calls. This is just definition.
Okay.
So now what you can do is you can do to do dot get doc, and it will internally know what to call. So this calls API v2,
Hmm.
and then you can pass the ID. Then
Okay.
you get to do dot doc loading error reload. So this is the to do handle that we are all familiar with.
Okay. So you just have to define once per doc type, and then you can just import that whatever object it returns, and then use it in your across your components.
Yes.
Okay.
So instead of thinking whether I need to import use list
Hmm.
or use doc,
Correct.
you are already in the context of the doc type, right? For
Hmm.
example, if you're in comments, you
Hmm.
know you're working with GP comment. You
Correct.
just import that once,
Hmm.
and most likely you are going to use multiple methods of comment.
Correct.
For
Set
example,
value.
get doc,
Hmm.
set value, could be anything.
Hmm.
That was the mental shift with V3 compared to V1 and V2.
Hmm. Makes sense. So if you want to take a question, there is a question with, I think Rahul and Ritik both want to know, how do you start your day and how it has changed after AI?
Oh, what my workflow has changed a lot. Okay, so
So even before
I
that, are you in a leadership role now? Because last time you were talking, you were going to shift to a leadership role, and then you also thought that I am better in IC. So how where are you in that dilemma now?
why are you asking the difficult questions? Just ask ask me about my workflow. Anyway,
Everything is connected. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, whatever I do, I feel it is
Mm-hmm.
a kind of leadership
Mm-hmm.
uh, where I basically show and tell,
Mm-hmm.
explore stuff, share with my team. Also, I just enjoy doing this a lot. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just I don't know. I have I've worked 10 years at Frappe, and I feel the responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think that what I do,
Hmm.
which is exploration, is also important.
Correct.
Hoping it also benefits others.
Yeah, and it
But
had right.
all of that is secondary.
Mhm.
I enjoy doing this a lot.
Nice. Good, yeah. So we can get to the workflow now.
So I don't remember initial days, but okay, roughly I can say initial days we started with tab completion. I'm sure everyone tried that
Yeah, yeah.
when everyone was hand coding. Then after a few months, tried agentic.
Hmm.
It was not that great.
Hmm.
I have some projects, some branches
Hmm.
that I used, and I was not happy with the output.
Hmm.
So I only worked. Uh, so I worked with agentic workflow for very small parts of the code base,
Hmm.
and slowly, as uh, and then there was a big gap. I also got married last year, so I was not coding actively. I
Hmm.
was not in this at all. But
Hmm.
after I resumed work,
Mm-hmm.
coding models had suddenly became so
Mm-hmm.
good. So I think Sonnet. So
Yeah.
I remember GPT, Gemini 2.5 Pro. I used to use a
Mm-hmm.
lot Sonnet 4.
Mm-hmm.
Those were good, but after Sonnet 4.6, basically after the 4.5 models,
Mm-hmm.
things changed drastically.
Mm-hmm.
Even initially, OpenAI models were not really good at code,
Mm-hmm.
but suddenly after GPT 5, 5.1, 5.2, they also became good at coding.
Mm-hmm.
And GPT 5.4, you can see the benchmarks, income benchmarks, it also crushes Opus.
Mm-hmm.
And then now I mostly work with GPT 5.4, Sonnet 4.6, and Opus 4.6.
Mm-hmm.
And previously, I had not even tried Opus.
Mm-hmm.
So the day I tried Opus, my workflow changed. So that's the kind of effect these models have.
Mm-hmm. I think for me also the shift was this Opus model that came out, and then I was doing a live stream when that shift happened, right? So I have it on camera. I didn't expect it to do that. I had a prompt in mind, I added it, and it implemented that feature in Buzz. I still have that in live stream, and that was the point I realized this has changed. Something has changed after the autocomplete thing, because in the autocomplete era, it used to generate two lines. I had to delete one of them. And then correct it, and that was, I think, more work than the output. Now it is like a different scene altogether.
Yeah.
Cool.
Also, people asking for my workflow, you are going to see it now.
Yeah, let's begin.
Uh, but yeah, I mean, this is my workflow reading Markdown files all day. But okay, so this is get doc. So after
Mm-hmm.
you get the doc handle, you can do set value on it.
Hmm.
I mean, just an API that feels natural, right?
Correct.
And then you can also call document methods, and they are type safe because you
Hmm.
define them here.
Okay.
So this was not there previously.
Hmm.
What else do we have? Delete list is to do dot get list instead of use list
Hmm.
and then passing to do.
Hmm. I also remember
It
you
can-
added two new API methods to framework for bulk updating and bulk
yes,
deleting, I guess. Yeah. So
I
they are
needed
also
that
there
in.
in the new. Hmm. Hmm.
Yes, they are. They are there. This is the first version, right? So
Hmm.
if you, I mean, you now know what this is, right? Okay, so
Correct. Hmm.
this was the initial PRD. Now it has become multiple Markdown files.
Okay. Can you show?
Let me see. Yes, it has.
Yeah.
So if you wait, where is it? Yeah, spec. So in this PRD, I'm not even talking about view integration, uh, core API.
Hmm.
In the second iteration of V3,
Hmm.
uh, I thought it should be framework agnostic
Okay.
because we also have people writing React
Hmm.
front ends on Frappe.
Hmm.
So that was also going in my mind. So this time with Opus, I don't know if I did it with Opus, but
Hmm.
should do a generic client
Hmm.
with framework specific adapters.
Okay. So slash
This
view
is that.
slash react, you can import
Yeah.
depending on wherever you are using Frappe UI, correct?
So even if we don't ship, say, Svelte connector, you can create your own with the with
The
our
the core
core
is pure
layout.
TypeScript, means it
Core is
just is
your type.
JavaScript, yeah.
So these are the three spec files.
Okay.
This is general API.
Mm-hmm.
This is how the core should be implemented,
Okay,
and this is how Vue should be implemented.
got it.
So we can quickly go through this. So this, if you are asking about my workflow, this is the one that I start with.
Hmm.
Also, you should know that this is a developer tool.
Hmm.
So I have to start here and then uh, trace back to implementation. This is the most important thing if you are designing a developer API.
Okay, so the public
It might
sites.
change what
So you are saying you start on how it will be used in other
how
apps.
it will be used
Okay,
in real apps.
correct.
Uh, so what I'm saying is, if you are building a feature for an app,
Mm-hmm.
then the workflow might be slightly different.
Hmm.
Uh, so yeah, this is some people also wanted to add BCRS support.
Hmm.
So this is also here. We have real-time cache. Cache is also separate now. Previously, it was implicitly indexed DB.
Hmm.
Now it is explicit. You can just pass a class that implements those methods.
Okay, so you can use whatever caching backend you want to use.
Yes. So this is useful. For example, if you are writing a React Native app,
Hmm.
and there I don't know if IndexedDB is there.
No, Expo provides IndexedDB like store for storing this.
Yeah. So even if you use some custom storage
Hmm.
uh, adapter, you can just put it here.
Hmm. Makes sense.
And then this is what I want the developer to write. Import to do from doc types.
Okay.
And then the things that we discussed, which is get doc, get list.
Get dog, get link.
New, new doc, I don't know
Okay.
if it was there in in the V2. I don't think it was there.
No, no, it was not there. So what I had to do was I still remember this struggle. I had to get list and then list has dot insert. That is what I used to
So
use. Okay.
yeah.
Finally.
Also bulk delete and bulk email is a custom method.
Okay.
Bulk delete is a standard method.
Got it.
Also, dot submit is now dot call. A lot of people complained about dot submit. I didn't really mind it, but now dot call is better.
Yeah, yeah. So it like I see
Fewer.
two problems with dot submit myself is one is that submit in Frappe is kind of submission of a doc type, and then second is what if it's not a post call? That was the
Oh, okay. So I think if you do invoice dot submit, it will look bad.
yeah.
Uh, then so this is the magic,
Hmm.
right? You just import from to do. You are not even writing. You're not even importing from Frappe UI.
Hmm.
So the magic here is this file is auto generated, which is TS interface generator. It will be there in Frappe framework.
Okay.
So I'll show how it works. I mean, is this flow right, or you can ask any questions?
No, no, it works. Slowly we are getting the context of the project. So even if we decide to do like two streams on it to get it merged, that should be fine.
Okay.
Okay. So you also have a counterpart PR in framework, I guess. That will bring this thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Framework, Frappe, yes.
Hmm.
So let me first generate something and then we'll talk
Okay.
about it. And delete this. Uh,
Okay.
Hope it works.
Mhm.
If I remember correctly, where is impossible? Wait should auto generate it. Let's see. Yes.
Yes.
So it's integrated into Wheat. So Wheat
Hmm.
will go and call it. And
Yeah, it's back.
it's back. The file is back.
Hmm. Do not edit this file manually. Okay.
Actually, this is wrong. You can edit it manually. I'll show you why. Uh, okay, so this is how you configure it.
Hmm.
Previously, it was there in Vite config, right?
Yeah, correct.
So you can just put in. So because it is a framework feature, I thought it should be configured from hooks.
Hmm.
It has also two modes. I'll also talk about that.
Hmm.
So it outputs it here,
Hmm.
and these are the doc types I
Hmm.
use in game plan development.
Hmm.
So it will start with the doc type, and then child doc type extends doc type, and then other doc type extends either child doc type or doc type, and
Correct.
then it's correctly linked as a child table.
Hmm.
So it determines the what do you say link. For
Hmm.
example, if this needs two link doc types and one child, they will be generated first.
Hmm. Got it. So it
It
has
is not-
maintained this parent-child relationship. So got it.
Yeah. Also, these comments show up in VS Code IntelliSense UI.
Hmm.
That's why they are here. So yeah. So this is GP project,
Hmm.
basically the fields, and then GP project itself is a constant, which
Hmm.
is returned by defined doctrine.
Okay.
This is what we saw in the spec.
Yeah, correct. So what is the difference between this interface that you have defined and then again you are initializing another defined product, defined doc type?
So this is a TypeScript interface.
Hmm.
In actual code, it will be stripped out.
Okay.
This is a real object returned by this
Okay.
function,
Hmm.
and this is the handle. So you will do gp project dot get list, gp project dot etc.
Hmm. Hmm.
And during development, this is useful. So you get autocomplete, all of that.
Hmm.
So the nice thing about this, you notice, it also went ahead and fetched all the whitelisted methods.
Nice.
So if I open gpproject.py, so there is move to team, all of that is here. I hope. What is okay? Get joint spaces. Yeah.
Oh, this
Okay.
is
So these
controller.
are yeah controller methods. Control methods is just I don't know if I should call it control method now.
Hmm.
Could be confusing.
Yeah, even I thought like it is part of the controller. What?
Part of the controller are doc methods. So doc methods is correctly named. Controller
Hmm.
methods I might have to think. But anyway, you don't see it
Hmm.
in your code, so might not be a problem.
Okay.
Ritvik says we had used new doc in Vue 2. Yeah, if you have used it, I don't like the API much. It also doesn't connect with use list or APIs. So the thing about data fetching layer in Frappe UI is, even though you're working with different functions, different utilities, end of the day they update the central store, right? That is the magic.
Yeah, so instantly without reload, you get that uh, new record that was created or the updated value that was used across.
Yeah. So for example, let's say there is a to-do list with filters status equal to open,
Mm-hmm.
and in another part of the UI you created a to-do with status open.
Hmm.
So because we have this data, we know what lists we have fetched before,
Hmm.
and we know the filters.
Hmm.
We can match the document with the filters and see if this document can fit in this list.
Hmm.
So you can just push it there.
Correct.
So this is the generated file.
Hmm.
Also, I was trying to do the typing for the return value.
Hmm.
It's not that great
Hmm.
because you cannot find the return value uh, by static code analysis in Python.
Hmm.
So we have added whatever we could. But the good part of this is you can modify this. For example, if you know add member returns string, okay, this is as string, yes, right?
Hmm.
So you can say add manual, I think,
Oh, okay.
add manual, yes. You can do add manual, and then when the file is regenerated, it will not touch this line.
Hmm.
So this is because sometimes the developer knows what the return type is.
Hmm.
And for example, another example that I have faced, this I added for me.
Hmm.
For example, if there is a status select field, what is a select field? Yeah, this.
Hmm.
So there's uh, by default it will also say it will have this empty string value, but in code I know it will never be that. So I
Hmm.
just remove this
Hmm.
and I let TypeScript know that this will always be set.
Okay.
So I don't have to write if conditions to.
So what if you add a new select value going forward, and then will it not generate that?
No, then you'll have to
Okay.
update it.
Cool. So yeah, I think now we have like good context. How do you like where do we go from here now? So this is the current state.
So I'll show you how
File
this
completion.
works.
Okay.
I have it.
Mm,
Doctor definition also as a meta.
meta.
Yeah, Ritik asking what whitelisting methods, both doc methods, control methods, because you need both. When you're working with documents, you need to run whitelist methods on the doc. If you're working with collection or something else related to the doc type,
Mm-hmm.
it is outside the class.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you how it works.
Okay.
Let me see. Yeah. So TS interface generator. So we have another TypeScript interface generator which is written in Node.js, JavaScript,
Mm-hmm.
run by Vite again.
Hmm.
But because Node.js cannot access the Python, what do you say? In Python, there's really good APIs for meta programming. You
Hmm.
can inspect uh, arguments, keyword arguments, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we were able to generate the whitelisted methods.
Hmm.
But it was not there in the Node.js version. So that's why it's now written in Python.
Correct. As far as I remember, Python has this inspect standard library, which
Yes,
is even more. Yeah, yeah, correct. This one.
you're using that.
Hmm.
So we check if it is whitelisted,
Hmm.
and then we check the signature to get the parameters
Hmm.
converted to TypeScript.
Nice.
That is interface generator. Mm, you won't even have to know it's there. It will just work if you use the Frappe UI plugin, updated plugin.
Hmm.
What else? Yeah, this is the generated file. Then we have this. We have client file also. So this is something that you define once again.
Hmm.
This is currently not auto-generated, but we can also add code gen for this because for most cases it will stay the same. Uh, so basically, it creates the defined type function.
Hmm. So why can't we use it directly?
You don't need to.
Hmm.
So this defined type is used by doctypes.ts.
Okay. So we don't have to use it in our normal components and UI side.
No,
Okay.
you only care about this.
Hmm.
So in test page, you
Hmm.
see I have imported GP discussion, GP task, and GP task interface from doctypes.
Hmm.
I have this urge to rename this to GP task I.
Okay.
Interface is too long. But what? GP task. Let's work with GP task. I have a test page here. Yes.
Yeah. This is what you showed at build. Yeah.
This is a test kitchen sink sort of page to test all
Hmm.
the functionality.
Hmm.
Yeah, it works.
Hmm.
So it went away because filter was
Yeah.
not applied. So the code should handle adding the filters to the doc as well. So there is optimistic update
Hmm.
and delete it, and it will go from the list immediately, and then it will refresh in the background.
Hmm.
So this is set value, marking it as complete. You see a network.
Yeah. And there was, I think, a list refresh. Every set
Yeah,
value, there are two fetch calls.
I don't think it should do list refresh. I don't know if I configured that. Anyway, maybe you should try and migrate the pages.
Yeah, let's do it.
Now let me ask us to do a review of the current state.
So yeah, what are you using these days? You mentioned you're not using the VS Code
Yeah,
chat.
VS Code. If you see, I have used it a lot, but I have
Mm-hmm.
after I tried one of the terminal agents, I feel this is slow.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
So I'll show what I use now. Let me see. So this should have access to all the three. Uh, so maybe I'll do it from here. I use agent called Pi.
Can
It's
you zoom in a bit?
better.
Yeah, much better.
So the creator of this tool gave a talk. I watched that talk, then got
Mm.
convinced to use this.
Okay.
Basically, the idea is this is a lightweight, uh, less opinionated agent. I mean, the whole Cloud Code source when it was leaked, we saw there's so much context load they are doing. So we
Mm-hmm.
showed a chart where if you, uh, for example, send a message in the chat, so he had a comparison where
Mm.
open code, Cloud Code, all these agents were shoving a lot of context, but this has a very limited system instruction because the
Mm.
models are great. We don't need to tell them a lot. So that's the idea. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel the design,
Mm.
uh, the lightweight design, and it is very extensible. So it
Mm-hmm.
says Pi can explain its own features and look up its docs. So if I want to add something, I just
Mm.
ask it to add it itself.
Okay. So what subscription are you using? Do you have Cloud Code Pro Max plan or something else?
So I use GitHub Copilot Pro, which is the $40
Mm-hmm.
per month subscription, which is I think you get 1,500 premium requests.
Is that
So if
sufficient for
it's
all of this that you're doing?
last month it was not, but I
Okay.
have this open. I keep this open. So I have a Cloud subscription also, which is the $20 one,
Okay.
just to try out Cloud features. But
Mm-hmm.
this is the main one. So this is different because one message that you send, uh,
Mm.
every message that you send, GitHub counts it as one premium request. So it is not really
Mm-hmm.
input output tokens. It's just number of messages. So now I figured out to say give it 4 tasks to do in one message. So we're trying to optimize that, but this is working pretty well for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll show.
I need to
And
try it sometime because
the other
right
reason I use
now.
this
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
is because I get all the models.
Mm.
Uh, yeah, all the models. Basically
Okay, no
everything
separate
that you see.
subscription for ChatGPT and Claude and got it.
Yeah, basically all these are available.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
So I don't want to restrict myself to just one lab.
Mm-hmm.
But I have my defaults are Opus, Sonnet, and 5. GPT 5.4.
Mm-hmm.
What
No,
is
makes
the
sense. They are
terminal?
like the Agent. It is Pi. Pi.
It's by coding agent. Yeah, shitty coding agent.ai.
Why is that? There are many coding agents. Okay. But this one is shit. Okay.
It has some cool features. I like it. I
Hmm.
like the vibe of this tool.
Okay.
Oh, 372. Okay. Let me ask.
Again, still 2/3 of the month is left.
Yeah, and probably try out. I mean,
Hmm.
Anthropic is not letting us. So just 1 week ago, I could use Pi with my $20 cloud subscription, but they changed it. If
Hmm.
you follow the news,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
now,
People are
yeah,
very angry about it in a lot of ways.
but it's available via GitHub Copilot.
Hmm.
So it's, until this works, I'll use it. I'll see.
No, no. So
So
their stance is basically this subsidized Pro and Max plan. They
yeah,
want to restrict it to their Claude code. Even not Claude code given to a Claude bot, but just personal coding stuff, and then their desktop app. So that is, I think, why they are
yes,
restricting. But their policies are, I don't know, a lot of debate.
yeah. I mean, if you use the API subscription separately, the I think API platform they call it,
Mm-hmm.
you can pay per token. But yeah, I don't. I think the flat fee gives you
Mm-hmm.
peace of mind.
Mm-hmm.
So let's ask review state of the code base. Frappe game plan. Frappe UI.
So now you have Frappe outside of game plan. So usually we have this Git sub module thing,
Oh
right?
no, no, this was incorrect. Uh, if the autocomplete worked, that means it's also there. Frappe UI must be here also. Not sure how. What do I want it to do?
Yeah, give me a minute. You can continue, by the way. So I'm just
Okay.
receiving a parcel. Okay, I'm back. Where are we at?
Waiting for Opus.
So here is a problem. So I also did 2 streams on AI coding, and usually I'm talking through the code, but and those 2 streams most of the time was went into like waiting for the agent to return back. And I'm not sure what to talk about in that slices of window.
That's a that you that's your problem. But what I'm saying is, maybe now time is better spent reading and reviewing spec.
Hmm.
I totally feel this. I spend a lot of time tweaking the spec
Hmm.
because once the spec is ready, once the edge cases decisions are handled, the implementation is very straightforward.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, makes sense. So in the chat, people say chat with the audience. Audience, do you have any question? Please go ahead. So Ritvik's meta thing was okay. The get meta result. He's asking if get meta could is part of the doc type. So directly get meta can be called.
I have thought about it.
Hmm.
Uh, Not yet implemented, but I didn't because I didn't have a clear idea how the spec, how the API should be.
Hmm.
But what I think is mostly you want permissions. Uh, Basically, you want the
No. So
permission object.
I think no. I think meta as in
If
they
you
want
want
custom fields, etc.
if you want custom fields, then yeah, we can add it.
Hmm.
We can add it. GP comment dot get meta
Hmm.
forms fields, custom fields,
Hmm.
but it should not be. I don't know. I should try it, but probably you don't need to fetch everything at once. If you need permissions, you just fetch permissions. If you need doc type field layout, you just fetch that.
Hmm. Adil Khan says, "How, sir? How can I start ERP next with AI?" So I have a cohort coming. Uh, just the right time to market it, I must say. But that will be more basic of sorts. So it shows how you start with these tools and how you give it better context. I'll share the link in a few minutes. Let me just grab the link. Uh, I have seen your email, but I was busy with Frappe build and then I'm just back. But yeah, let me share the link of the cohort. Okay, where are you? Okay. Here is the link.
Okay,
Yep.
let me try migrating one of.
So Code Magnite says we are having a Chennai FOSS on 18th April, FOSS United Chennai annual meetup. Please give a shout out. Awesome. Rahul is going to be there. So unfortunately, I couldn't join in. I wanted to. I think Faris, last time you went, right? Chennai FOSS?
Where?
Chennai FOSS?
No, no.
No, no. So when did you go to Timeless office? I sparingly remember you had gone to Chennai and visited. It was Frappe
Yes.
local. Okay, now I remember. Okay.
It was at least 2 years ago, I think.
So
Not recent.
Sadik has this message. I have sent El Faris to have his poha. It's getting cold out here. Maybe you can have it
Okay.
while Opus responds. Poha with
Yes.
Opus.
I'll go and get it after I write my
Yeah, yeah.
prompt.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is create a migration plan. So this is what I do when it's a large task.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so again, one thing I have realized. So after trying Opus,
Hmm.
I started giving it more and more difficult tasks.
Hmm.
And at one point,
Hmm.
I gave it a huge task, and it started hallucinating.
Okay.
So then I realized these models are not magical; they have limits.
Hmm.
So you have now I have this mental model of how large a task I can give it.
Hmm.
So again, here you see I already gave it 3 repos to
Hmm.
search, and it did it quite well because the task definition was well scoped.
Hmm. Hmm.
Right, we are only talking about the data fetching.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it's really good at finding code, going through the files, specific files.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'll ask it to do this.
So you can't just go and tell that, okay, make an ERP, don't make any mistakes. Those memes are real.
You can definitely not do that.
Let's create a
Okay,
migration
so
plan
another
for game
another
plan
thing
reuse. Yeah.
another thing I would like to point out.
Mm-hmm.
So this message uh, I could have asked it to do the migration plan in the first message itself,
Hmm.
but because I asked it to do this review first,
Hmm.
now it has this context and it will use it to make the plan.
Correct.
So you also have to be smart about how you want to fill the context basically.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this should be good.
Yeah, maybe go and get the poha. Cool. Until that time, I'll just share my screen. Where is my screen? Oh no. Okay. It's gone. Buildwithhussain.com. Hopefully, my screen is visible. /school. So if you go to buildwithhussain.com/school, you will. I'm not sure if it's even visible. Let me just check. Let's move it down. Display capture. Okay. Now it is visible. So yeah, if you go to batches, you will see there is one happening this month. So now I have decided to have like at least one cohort every month where am I audible? Yeah. So yeah, one cohort every month where you can. Hey Alberto. So yeah, I think limited seats are left for the building production ready integrations for Frappe ERP Next, which is happening just 2 weeks from now. And then we also have the AI cohort just announced today. So yeah, you can read what we are going to do in that. That's the plan. And we are back.
Hussein, the screen is black.
The screen
Okay.
was black. Did was it
It was
fixed
like
later?
now it is okay.
Okay. This is visible. So yeah, I was talking about this cohort, Frappe
Frappe
AI.
skill page.
Yeah, Frappe UI, Frappe AI zero to hero cohort. So I should probably have a better name for this, but yeah, later. Cool, cool. No, now we are back on Faris's screen, so that should be
So
fine.
one thing
Hmm.
that I find interesting is
Hmm.
it will start by writing bash scripts,
Hmm.
inline bash scripts to find or whatever analysis is trying to do. And when it doesn't find it,
Hmm.
it will start writing code. So I have seen it write Python code, Node.js code,
Hmm.
just and print statements inside the code
Hmm.
just to find what it is looking for.
Okay.
So it becomes really creative sometimes.
Yeah. So sometimes it really surprises me uh, with the creativity because I even I wouldn't have thought that. Okay. Sometimes I think okay, that's cool. I can use it later. Let me write the migration plan. Okay, it's writing.
So the point where what should I do while this is running?
Hmm.
Now I've started working on multiple branches, multiple projects,
Hmm.
and while one is working, I read the spec files for another.
Hmm. Hmm. So how do you manage this, right? Uh, do you have some sort of what do you say if one agent is working, it is done. How does it notify you, or do you keep checking, or do you have multiple windows, like, in the same screen? How do you work on multiple agents together?
About notifications, I have a all notifications off policy, but now I mean, so this CMux terminal, if you see, I
Hmm.
have started using recently, and it is integrated with some of the coding agents. For example, if I run Cloud
Okay.
Code and it is running,
Hmm.
it will notify me.
Okay.
Maybe I can let's yeah, let's ask it to review this. Review.
Hmm. The PR. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. It shows running
So it was
status.
running
Got
here,
it. Ah,
and
nice.
it also has a bell icon. I mean, a bell
Okay.
notification.
Mm-hmm.
It is not integrated with Pi
Okay.
yet, but
Mm-hmm.
works for me. Okay,
Yeah, soon.
so let's see what I think it created in the apps folder. I'll use another model to move it, or I will
Okay.
move it.
So there is a question in chat, I think just in time. Ritvik says, when do you usually switch between models, like use Opus for X and Sonnet for Y? How do you decide that?
Hmm. Again, there's no formula. Sometimes when I'm feeling okay, so GPT 5.4 is really good at thinking out of the box, doing tangential exploration, and Opus is really good at following the specific task or
Hmm.
doing a really thorough job.
Hmm.
Although 5.4 also does, but I get the feeling of creativity from 5.4.
Hmm.
So if I want to brainstorm new features,
Hmm.
I use 5.4.
Okay.
Or if I have used Opus for a long time,
Hmm.
right? For example, I'm working on a single feature for a long time,
Hmm.
and then I realize maybe I should get a second opinion.
Okay.
Then also I ask 5.4 to review.
Hmm. Makes sense. I should try it. I've been using just plain Opus for the past few months, but I
Yeah, I
didn't
mean,
feel the need to switch models.
so you won't know.
Hmm.
Sometimes you think the direction you're going is the right one, but you also have to
Hmm.
branch out sometimes just to see if there is something
Okay.
you might have.
The unknown unknown. Correct.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. So
40
we have
migration
the file.
steps. Okay.
I'll first move it. So second review.
Okay.
Yes. Also found out that I'm using the old APIs.
Hmm. And mixture of the two.
Yeah.
There is use list and there is also create list resource. Okay. Source of truth. Okay. Key API differences.
Why isn't it getting formatted? I have it here now. I move it down. Right there. Okay.
I think mostly the migration will be just front end, right?
Yes, should be.
Okay.
But if there are stale, not stale, arbitrary whitelist methods here and there, and they could be put back into
Hmm.
the main doc type file, I should do
Hmm.
that as well.
Okay.
It's not getting formatted. What is happening?
Maybe open in that command shift V.
Oh, now it's okay.
Okay.
But okay.
What is this?
I want to split the markdown paragraphs
Hmm.
at 80. Not preview.
Your screen went away. Let me just check. Screen share is paused, by the way. Can you resume?
Wait. Back.
Let me just check. Yes, it's back.
Anyway, use doc will become GP task.
Hmm.
Prerequisites prerequisites are done.
Already. Okay, you
And
might have done it
prerequisites
for the
is
test page.
yeah, for the test page, setting it up.
Hmm. 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 Now I'm seeing the benefit of you putting these files in the data and then using them, because now the everything is now mixed, right? So it doesn't have to go into a lot of view components and then change swap instances. What do you think?
What do you mean?
No, I mean like you have put this resource and use list etc. Not directly in the view file, but there is a data folder and then you have put them in the TypeScript file.
Yeah, so the main reason is,
Hmm.
for example, teams, the teams list is used by different pieces of components
Hmm.
in the code base.
Okay.
For example, in mobile view, there's a entirely different component that renders a team list,
Hmm.
but still needs the exact same team list. And in desktop view, there's a spaces page. It's a different component, but use the same data.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
both can import from the same place.
It's also about dry code. Got it.
Yes, it is about track code.
Hmm. No, one is about dry code, and then one more benefit that you get is this separation of concerns of sorts.
That is there. I'm not sure. Okay, so about separation concerns.
Yeah.
Now, if you import from at two places from this,
Hmm.
those two components now get tied to this, right?
Hmm.
So it is separation of concerns, but not exactly uh, decoupling.
Okay.
Now the components is coupled to this,
Coupled to this file.
but the way I handle it is uh, top level components can be decoupled with this, but internal as you go down the
Hmm.
component hierarchy,
Hmm.
as the components become more generic, it should take in a prop and
Okay.
not import from here.
Okay. Got it. So Ritvik says Hussein is rich, rich. Why? Sudden comment. Oh, because I have Claude Max plan. Is that why you are saying this? In spaces. So what are you looking for exactly in this? So I am seeing you are not reading it line by line, but you are still looking for something.
So in my, I'm comparing it with the plan I would have created in my
Hmm.
mind.
Hmm.
I thought I will do it page by page,
Okay.
but it is recommending to do it first migrating teams.ts. Dependents are these. Okay. I'm now checking if this workflow is, if this plan would work.
Hmm.
Maybe I should ask it to do discussions first.
Oh, this will be big. The 11 options API component need full script setup rewrites.
Yeah,
Oh,
but now I am confident that it will be able to one shot.
okay.
I have done it before with smaller models.
Okay.
Custom discussions discussions.ts. Where have we used? Oh, okay.
Hmm.
What can we do about this? No. Uh, gp discussion.getlist should have ability to customize model. Will get the same input parameters and it should return the same object. Standard. Sure. Is pin action loading pattern? How to track per item loading? Hmm.
What is this?
Uh, we should have added it. Is pin action loading? I don't think it's even used. Pin spaces is a list. Okay.
So why has it flagged it? I think it looks like a front end function only. It's just doing some
No,
filtering
but
and
it
stuff.
uses. It depends on a use list handle.
Hmm.
Uh, Probably we don't have params.
Hmm.
Exposes params on operations. V3 doesn't. Can we get a better API for checking for item loading? Maybe. And so I'm now suggesting what the API could look like
Hmm.
is item loading ID action, not
I
action.
still didn't get the full context of this. What is this
So
per item loading?
basically, let's say we have a list of pinned spaces. So this is
Okay.
just a list of GP pin project. Okay,
Hmm.
I'll show you
Hmm.
in the UI.
Hmm.
And you have some actions.
Hmm.
Basically, this list.
Hmm.
So you can unpin it, and you show the
Hmm.
you see the loading indicator for a few seconds, for 1 second.
Correct.
So in the UI, I want to
Hmm.
show the loading indicator. So if it is being
Hmm.
deleted or inserted, basically something is happening
Hmm.
in the pin. So if I do it
Hmm.
here, you see the loading indicator here.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's not that visible, but basically when you're pinning or unpinning, I want to show the loading indicator, and this
Hmm.
function
Hmm.
returns true or false. based on
Okay.
the space ID.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this, I again, this is useful in other many cases. If you're working with a list, for example,
Hmm.
so if you do something from here and you
Hmm.
want to mark this thing
Hmm.
into a loading state, for example, you want to disable it.
Hmm.
So you want that piece of state right in a list.
Okay, got it. So now I understand. Like there are 10 items, and then some action is happening on that one particular row or
Hmm.
row-wise actions. Got it.
Yes.
There is a good question in chat, by the way, if you want to take it now. Uh,
What's the question?
to do dot get count must use db get count, but it does not respect perms. The workaround is length of. How do we solve for this? Uh, I think the second one will definitely be slower. It has to load the entire thing and then do a len.
To do get count must not use db get count. It must use something else. What have we used? So, okay. Okay, we are using count, v2 count. What? I think get count takes permissions into mind. Again, this is very old. Should use qb get query. We should probably rewrite this
Mm.
in qb get query, but should use this and do the aggregation here itself.
Hmm. So it's not raw db dot get count.
Yeah, it is still doing. So this is used inside the list view in desk.
Hmm. Yeah, I remember Ankush has done some optimizations where it shows 1000 plus, 2000 plus, something like that
Yeah.
to optimize it.
Yeah, I think setting
Cool.
max statement time.
Hmm. So if it takes 1 second, then you get the exact count, but if it takes more than that, you get a approximation. Cool. We can go back to Opus. It is waiting.
So what we need, okay, so we ask it
Hmm.
for this, and we should probably have a better. Again, I don't like the dotted path.
Hmm.
Probably have some standard to customize the get listing. But okay. So print spaces is item loading. Not sure if I should pass the action as a string or not. Action can be optional. If not passed, it should check all actions.
Ad hoc set value without fetch. Several use doc type usages just call set value an arbitrary name without fetching the trigger fetch acceptable or need a lightweight helper.
Not acceptable. We need arbitrary set value. Maybe to do dot set value. Do you think this is a good API? Or we can,
Uh, Not sure. To do dot set value, then we have to pass the name. If you already have a to
but this is a
do,
case. I'm not sure. Okay, we can just check. Not acceptable. Need arbitrary set value. But can we? Let's see where we have used octet. No. Okay, I think it's used like this. Yeah, so arbitrary run doc method is okay. Arbitrary set value is here. So this is the case. So this is like some dialog, edit category dialog,
hmm,
and you have got the, I think, team IDs from somewhere.
hmm,
Where is the team ID? No team ID. Okay, this is the team
name
ID.
is the category. Yeah.
And just want to set the title.
Hmm.
How would you do this in a nice way? I
The
think to
issue
do
is that it's on a list, right? So if it was an object, so set value on an object makes sense. If you could somehow convey that in the API that okay, from the list you are getting
no,
this
but
object
yeah,
and
it has asked it. If I do a get doc,
hmm.
then it will fetch the doc. I
Ah,
don't. I only want to
yeah,
do
yeah.
the set value. Not acceptable. Probably. To set arbitrary values in built. Wait.
Hmm.
Purpose.
Nice. It shows you have this 12% left context out of 1 million tokens. 12%
No, this is
used.
1%
Used.
used.
Yeah, yeah, 12% used. So at what point in time you cut off and say, okay, this is like too much context now, let's move.
Around 30-40%.
Same.
For these models, cloud models, but for GPT it's 400K.
Hmm.
So I remember reaching 80% uh, one time. But yeah, it depends. If you see the output is getting worse, probably do it. Or
Sorry. Yeah, I have been guilty for the first few months to use it to 80-90% and even letting it auto compact. But then I saw some tweets and then videos and even first hand experienced is now I have like this slash new command that is there in Claude, which just starts a new context. So you just, I don't know, like slowly this models are modeling your mind in a direction where you can use them properly. So,
Yeah.
so that has happened.
Also,
Yeah,
it's I mean it also makes writing markdown file spec much more important.
yeah.
Then you don't care about the context.
Hmm. Yeah, then it naturally makes sense that if you are uh, trying to make use of good context and to get good output. Okay.
Yeah, so wait. Claude is waiting for my
Needs input. Okay, it shows in the sidebar. Nice.
let the no changes needed. Okay. Anyway, it was ready. I just did it to show the cloud integration here. Why don't we merge this, uh, the bench PR? Actually, the bench thing is very slow. Bench, what is the command? Bench completion ZSH. If I do it, no. How do you install a bench? Ask Claude. Uh, change
So,
command.
like, you don't use this whisper flow or something to read your prompts or dictate your prompts rather.
I haven't tried.
Okay.
Only things I've tried is integrated. No, not here. I think Mac OS dictation I tried.
No, no, try it. Like, so I have seen two benefits. Like, you can't type that fast, and then second is I can't type that fast. So dictation is much faster, and then second is you don't what do you say, have laziness in giving it the prompt, so you can keep speaking whatever you have in your mind, and it has much better output. And I have seen that I have seen.
Hmm.
So if I have two-line prompt and then if I am speaking right, I give extra context which I know maybe or may not be useful, but it at the end helps that okay, this is the client, this is how the things are, or this is the project, this is how the user has reported something. So all of that is helpful.
As a triple installation. So yeah, maybe I'll try dictation. I haven't given it a shot. I mean, do you have to use the paid ones to get
Which
the real benefit?
no, no, I was using it for 2 months free plan Whisperflow,
Okay.
And then I hit the wall that okay, now I am using it everywhere. Writing specs, writing um, what do you say, game plan posts, dictating basically. So then it felt worth it. It's like 400 rupees a month for, I don't know, I have never hit a limit on that, but there is a free one that Rahul uses. Rahul even vibe coded one for him. So
Oh,
Rahul, maybe share it in the chat, the tool that you created for
but it still uses
dictation.
some voice model, right?
Yeah. So I think there are two options. You can either use a local model, or you could like rely on the cloud one. But try Whisperflow. There is also one this Aaron now shifted to, which is by Every. So Every, but they have this bundle subscription for a lot of AI tools. So one subscription you get this slew of AI tools. I'm not sure about that, but Whisperflow has been nice. And then it learns your words, right? So it's not just plain dictation. Uh, yeah, this Every.
Okay. So yeah, one thing I remember from the bench project is the completion command takes too long. Let me see if I can make it fast.
So in such cases, I usually ask it to go ahead and run it 5 6 times and tell me how long it takes, so I can compare it later and then have a nice benchmark. But yeah, for performance issues, that is nice.
I'll ask it. Completions command takes a long time. Can make it faster. Again, this is a different kind of feature.
Hmm.
The code it generates, I don't understand. Or if I'll have to spend time understanding. But since this is a tangential feature, bench completions, if it does not work, it does not matter. But if it works, it will improve the DX. So probably it's okay here,
Cool.
provided we have nice tests and coverage.
So where are we on the game plan migration thing? Okay, it's running Frappe UI tests.
I think it added the
Okay.
set value thing.
Okay.
Patch any doc without get doc. Is item loading? Get list custom URL. All three it added.
Okay.
I think Ritvik is asking a nice, not asking, but
His
sharing a nice thing about this.
Ritvik says writing code used to give you joy, something like "Wah kya mast code hai." Now that feeling is gone. So what is it replaced by? Slightly meta question. It's fine if this is skipped. Okay. Do you want to take it?
Yeah, I mean, I I get what you're saying. I have felt this, but now what I think is, so even now you have a choice of doing or writing the code by hand, but you can now decide which are the important parts, which are the things you think are deserves your attention. Previously, you used to spend hours fixing node issues, npm issues, random issues that you don't even. I don't know if those issues are even useful. I mean, uh, I remember all the times that you got stuck. because of some stupid dependency issue or some issue that is not part of your workflow at all.
Hmm.
Those are gone.
Hmm.
So every project has this core thing where you should focus on, and the rest of the professional code can be taken care of by smart agents. Again, now previously you didn't have the option, you didn't have the luxury. Now you have the luxury. So again, what I've discovered is it's really good at writing backend code, but front end code still sucks. And I still like writing front end code and tweaking, spacing, doing experiments there. So I still hand code the front end now.
Hmm.
And also, if required, I hand code wherever required on the backend side.
So I have been doing less and less these days. Not sure. Front end. Mostly I've done desk apps, so front end is taken care of a lot of times. But then you have Frappe UI, so the projects, I think, I don't know, somehow
Still,
they feel ready for agentic development in the sense that you are not designing a button from scratch. Because if you ask the agent to do a design from scratch, then it is like very bad, and like people can look and say, okay, this was AI generated, right? And then
even with ready-made components, I haven't found a front-end workflow that works really well.
hmm.
Let's see.
Let me switch to your
Okay,
screen
this is
share.
there.
Okay.
Is it visible?
No, no, visible. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Is item loading is also there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't talk about call optimistic, but we have that as well.
Hmm.
So this will immediately patch the doc store, and the UI will immediately update.
Hmm.
And then in the background, it will refresh. And with the same object, you won't see anything. It's a failure. It will revert back.
Okay.
Custom URL. Okay. This should have been separate, but okay for now. Doctor set value.
Yeah, yeah. The two things are separate. It mixed because I think we.
So one cool thing
Mm-hmm.
about this is, so whatever action you do, get list, get doc, it will keep track of each document separately.
Hmm.
Even if you do get doc with three fields, it will only store those three fields, and rest of
Okay.
them will be undefined. And as you
Hmm.
fetch documents, it will keep updating. So this is the real, what do you say, local
Okay, now
store.
I got it. Got it, got it. So it will keep its client side updated as you fetch pieces of it, and at some point in time will
Yes.
also have more fields than you. Uh,
So every
hmm.
every used get doc, get list fetches from this. So they will never be out of sync.
Hmm. Nice.
And even on real time events, it will get updated.
Hmm.
What is? I think now we can do the migration. What did it change here? Okay. Commit changed files and then start working on phase one is this. Okay, all the data layer. Let's do phase one. First, I want to run this dangerously. How do I do that?
So I have an alias for this, by the way. You should also add an alias, Clauded. You can just ask it to
This
add an alias for this.
I don't use Claude much, but
Mhm.
yeah. So this Pi by default runs in the dangerously whatever mode, and I didn't know this the first time I started using, but
Mhm.
when I used it for a few hours,
Mhm.
I realized I liked the workflow because I was running in that mode,
Mhm.
because it was not constantly asking me to do something.
Mhm.
Yes, I accept. Resume. Continue. Didn't commit the changes.
Yeah, I did commit just the migration guide.
Should have asked to do it. Okay. Again, if you are expecting that we would finish this in 2 hours,
Mhm.
that's not. So now you are working on larger chunks of code,
Mhm.
but not necessarily you will get stuff done faster. But in the same amount of time, you can get more work faster. I don't know if there is some pattern there to learn.
Mhm.
Because if you blindly accept and go ahead,
Mhm.
that's not, at least that's not how I recommend using this. You
Mhm.
should know what you are shipping.
Mhm.
Except exception cases are this. Let's see if it became fast or not. Bench completion.
Mm, I don't think so.
No, right?
No.
Should have timed it.
Yeah, just maybe go ahead and ask it. Can you just time it?
Do we have a time limit?
We have got 7 more minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. We can continue from where we left in the next stream. And I think we should,
Yes.
like, merging that PR is something we should do. Should we do on Monday, the next stream? Or
The We can decide. Uh,
Okay. Yeah, let's decide off stream and then plan.
Still slow. Comparison. Maybe do profiling. Another thing that I realized is if
Mm-hmm.
the project does not is not well structured, does not have tests,
Mm-hmm.
does not have letting setup, then it's very hard to keep the quality in control.
Mm-hmm.
If you have the checks in place, then the AI can itself check and it makes changes. If you don't
Mm-hmm.
have them, it's a problem. So game plan does not have, it has some tests, but they're not uh, they are a Cypress UI tests. So and they are not fully covered everything. And because the tests take time to run, also the feedback loop is slow. If it
Mm-hmm.
can fix all of that, then you get better experience.
Yeah, it's kind of a compounding effect. So down the line, your velocity increases if you have
Yeah.
the
Also
good
forces
structure and test and
forces
everything.
your project to be well structured and
Mm-hmm.
all the engineering best practices that we have been avoiding for so long. Yeah, I think it's done. I should check if it works. Mm, not sure if this is related. Seems like
Properties of null.
great. There is an error. Programming error.
SQL syntax.
But why? Let it figure out.
Mm-hmm.
This is the custom get list one.
Hmm.
At least it is calling it with the new API. So
Okay,
this is the
this is the
problem.
issue. Order by. It didn't. Oh, it treated it as a string.
Oh, yeah, this is a problem I had in V3.
What was it?
So fields and filters are reactive, but order by was not.
Hmm.
Yeah. Should use a key force. No. V3 should also support reactive order by limit group by etc. So when I see it doing wrong assumptions, I immediately
Hmm.
tell it. So here
It was too
it's
too
saying
late, I guess. It committed.
that's okay. We can go back.
Hmm.
So here
Hmm.
make order by reactive in V3. This is the correct one.
Hmm.
Second is use a key to force the equation. This is the wrong.
Ah, it
Uh,
took the wrong branch.
so it says option two is simpler and correct for now. So yeah, I hope it did. Yes.
Yeah, it
Or
took the
less.
lazy way out.
Yeah. So yeah, we can end if you think we can end, but
Yeah,
I
let's
hope
just get
this.
the game plan without the error, I think. Then wrap.
Okay.
Any questions in the meantime?
Any good talks? Yeah. I found this guy. Uh, Dex Horthy. Yes. Watch all the talks given by this guy. This one we can start with this one. Where can I share? Maybe here. No. I also watch Theo T3. That guy. Videos are usually long, but
Mm-hmm.
He covers all the latest things happening. Let's see if it works.
What are your thoughts in this Meteos model that
Mythos.
Mythos? Yeah,
Mythos.
yeah.
I
What do
don't
you
know.
love?
I can't even imagine what a better model or 3x better model than Opus would do. But yeah, this works.
Nice. No errors in console.
No errors. You can see how it has committed. So I've started using this graph
Mm-hmm.
thing. Oh, it added a lot of. Wait, I want to see game plan. Yes. Migration plan, insert.call. So most, I think it did not change. We don't have on success. That is intentional.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Dot then and dot catch is enough. JP team set value loading. Okay. So again, now I'm seeing code getting deleted and few lines getting added. That is what I want.
Hmm.
That broad. Okay, a lot of code getting deleted here also. So we have removed
Hmm.
cache. Did not seem necessary. This is deleted. Some renames. Transform is simpler. Immediate is gone. We'll probably have a better API for that. I think mostly you see code getting deleted.
Mm-hmm.
For example, run method leave. We can directly do handle.leave.call. Why is
Hmm.
it calling it handle? I'll have to change that.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see the effect. This is what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Less code, more features. I hope
Makes
that
sense.
is,
Makes sense.
yeah.
I think for 2 hours it was
Cool.
good progress, and I think about an hour we spent just looking at the existing things and then
Yeah.
context
Now
setting.
I'll spend another few hours reading the code,
Mm-hmm.
see what patterns, what mistakes it has made, and then
Hmm.
refine them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the workflow.
Awesome. Cool. Let me just switch to camera only, and yeah, it was good. I think people got to see the workflow firsthand, from spec to then refining the spec and seeing when it goes off. But yeah, cool. Let's wrap up. Anything else before we wrap up? Anyone? 9 people are still watching. 10 people. Cool. So yeah, do let us know in the comments if you want to see a sequel of this, and anything in specific that you want to post. Even if the live stream is over and you're watching it later, just post it in the comments. Awesome. Bye bye. Bye. Thanks, Faris. Bye.
Bye.